officially signed the final agreement with Mr. Frank Ricketts for the full handover of the company and all the associated assets and software and such. So that arrangement, which we basically started at the very end of last year, has now been fully completed, and that means that we have come to a final handover of the company matters involving its accounting and legal matters, and we will have those wrapped up in the beginning of the week, and then we are 100% off to a new chapter for the company, and obviously for the network and our very important mission that we are pushing forward. So that's a very positive news for today. And I think it's important also for
I think that's a very important milestone in the progression of everything, because really now it means that once we're finally signed off on all of that, it means now we can begin to fully implement the ideas, the creativity that you and other people have brought to the table. And then there's an immense wave of optimism and creativity, because we've seen the results that you guys have been delivering from Corsair. This is really truly remarkable in this time where a lot of businesses are suffering. And you look at we jumped in really Corsair in the middle of the COVID thing, and we've expanded our company, acquired assets over 750,000 euro, and just on a very steep exponential upward curve. So it's very exciting times. And for me, looking this from different angles, one purely as a business, I see I've got, it's like depth of vision, it's like you look at an acorn, what do you see? Oh, I see food for squirrels. Well, no, that you flunked the test. I see a forest. I see, not just a tree, but I see a forest. Depth of vision. And that's what I see where we're going to, that we're going to have these plants, in multiple countries, throughout the world, producing fuel, just branding, Corsair as an international company, one of the leaders, in this pyrolysis, revolution, which is going to be taking place. And it's to have the vision to see that. And I know that you're very clear, in your direction as to where the company's going, but not just that we're in this one area of plastic, waste, also we will develop and evolve into other technologies that will serve the environment, that will serve the community with the CSR, corporate social responsibility. I think that's a wonderful addition and a wonderful alignment. And also it's something that's already out there as a measurement for many companies to measure themselves against how good are we as a company, as an organization in this CSR. And, we're linking our token, or naming our token, CSR, which again will attract a lot of green, environmental and other things. And I think we're really in a very exciting time. But okay, we've got to keep our feet on the ground, and we've got to do the job at hand. First, I always say, let's focus on the goal in front of us. And our goal in front of us this evening is for you to bring everybody up to speed and just tell them where we're at with all the developments and just the factual information, and this is the due diligence, I suppose, that everybody knows that what you're saying is ticked off, and we take it to the limit from here. So exactly, I think hand over to you, and if there are any sort of questions, maybe we can deal with that at the end. Is that the way you would like to schedule this call this evening?
Yes, please. So, well, first of all, thank you very much, Peter, for the opening words. And you nailed it very much, as you said, on how things been and the way that we're developing at the moment, despite of all the challenges that we've had worldwide with all the COVID stuff. Now, I'm assuming that most of you on this call today, you have been able to see the online event, which was released on Sunday. So I am not going to repeat for you again things that were already said on this call, but instead I want to give you more inside information, more detailed information from some of these key areas. So if you have not seen the video and many of the announcements yet, please go to the Amplivo International YouTube channel, and you will find the video there, and also from all of our social media pages. But first of all, what I want to tell you today is to get a clear understanding on where do we stand right now as a core of our business. And I would like to tell you today that this company, including the Corsair, including Cloud Horizon, Amplivo, all of the different aspects, has never, ever before, since the beginning of this project, been doing so well than what we're doing right now. And I justify that statement very simply for the fact that for the first time ever during the course of this project, we are actually right now producing oil from plastic waste 7 days a week. And that's really happening. It's no longer a dream or a vision or a plan or something like that. It is actually happening. And what's great about it is that when I say that it's happening 7 days a week, but the reality is that it's actually happening also 7 nights a week, because I can see the CCTV camera and there's a machine running right now. So that's where we are right now. And it's very important to understand that the day-to-day operation that we're running, which is the actual conversion of the plastic into oil, which is the chemical recycling and cleaning the environment, that is the heart of our business. That is the core. If that doesn't work, if that's not healthy, then nothing else will also work. But if that works and it's healthy, then we can build all of these different areas. So it was extremely important that we started from the core and we got that thing working. And over the last 6 months that we have been now involved on hands-on on this operation, we have truly generated some remarkable results. And I'm hoping that you have already received this information, but in the past, all of our calculations, all of our estimations and plans have always been made on a conversion rate of 50% in average from plastic waste into oil. And this 50% conversion rate has been something that all of our processes has been initially built upon. But over the last couple of months, we have done a lot of extensive research and development. And due to this work, we've been able now to bring that average conversion rate to approximately 75%. So that's about 50% increase from our original plans, from 50 to 75. And even if we will not guarantee that these kind of results will always be there every day, it's very safe to say that our average conversion right now is approximately 75. In some cases, as I've said in the past as well, we have experienced as high as 95% conversion. And when you take 1,000 kilos of plastic garbage from a landfill, somebody else's plastic bags and wrapping materials and packaging products, you take somebody else's garbage from the landfill, 1,000 kilos of it, and you turn that into 950 liters of advanced biofuel that you can sell, which can be recycled into new plastics, which can be made into gasoline or diesel or jet fuel. When you're doing that, okay, then you can give a pat to yourself and say, okay, maybe we know already what we're doing. Maybe we were finally able to figure this thing out. And I'm very, very happy to say that as of right now, we are without a doubt operating one of the most efficient plastic waste to oil recycling facilities in the world. That's it. That's a statement for today. All right. And We're going to continue to improve these processes. We're going to continue to make more oil. We're going to continue to expand the operations here in Thailand. And as you have seen from the videos, we just finished the installation and the test runs of our third machine. So we now have 3 fully operational machines in our Bangkok facility. We are also now already preparing for the installation of 2 more machines, which means that by the end of June this year, our target is that in our Bangkok facility, we have a total of 5 machines. And at the same time, we have 2 additional machines which will now be sent to Europe, to Slovenia, to start our operations there. So within the last 6 months that we've actually been operational, we've been able to get to this level where we are right now the leading chemical recycling company here in Thailand. We have a total of 5 machines, and our target is that by the end of June, we would have altogether a total of 7 machines, 2 in Europe and 5 in Thailand. All right. So just so you can feel 100% comfortable and 100% confident on the fact that the core of our business is now in better condition than it has ever been. All right. On top of that, we just 2 days ago started officially now operations at our new waste management facility located in the province of Sakeo. This facility here belongs to the Thai government. And basically what we are doing now is we are managing all the incoming community waste from the local people. And on top of that, we're also then taking waste from the landfill that has been dumped over there for many, many, many previous years. And a couple of days ago, we had our first day at the factory. We basically started to inspect the machines, inspect the processing, how are things done in the past. And now we're going to start to implement our own standards in terms of safety and efficiency to really start to get this facility working in the best way. The primary purpose of this facility is that we will be using this factory for the preparation of our raw material. So basically, in other words, what we'll do is we'll take this plastic waste, which is coming in from the community. We'll do some cleaning for it. We'll try to get rid of unnecessary contamination like food waste and moisture and things of that sort. And then what we'll do is we'll use this machine to bale it. This is a baler where we can actually compress the plastic into different sizes of bales. And then these bales will very conveniently then go into our machines where they can then be converted into oil. So just to give you another good example of how our core business is moving forward. And as mentioned before, we are moving also very quickly forward with our operations in regards of the Slovenia project. We actually just finished this week the last test runs with these machines, which are destined to Europe. And next week, we're going to start to disassemble these machines, clean them, wrap them, and get them packed into shipping containers. And then finally, about 20 containers will head from Thailand to Europe, where we will then establish the operations in Slovenia. And as mentioned before, the time frame and the target is that this operation will be fully up and running in Slovenia within the month of June. So we are still very much on that target. Good. On top of that, we also have other ongoing projects which are currently on the pipeline. To name a few, we are moving quite steadily forward in Belgium, in France, in the Netherlands, as well as in some of our talks going on right now in Ireland and in several other countries. But those would be the locations which are sort of most further down the road already in our pipeline as we are working these forward. I'm still very confident that during this year, we will definitely have projects also in other countries, hoping and assuming that we don't get too many restrictions on traveling and because of the COVID things, but we will be able to move and have these machines installed and new projects launched. But at the same time, here in Thailand, the target is that the Thai facility, which currently has 3 machines, will have a total of 5 machines by the end of June and a total of 10 machines by the end of the year. So if for any reason we would not be able to expand as quickly as we want into different new European countries, despite of that, we will still continue to expand here in Thailand and in the Southeast Asia, where traveling is more easier. So a lot of things are happening, and we're all very excited and very happy for the results. And we will also have some great announcements for you about new partnerships and new project developments coming in the next couple of weeks as well. So that's just to get everybody on the same page on what is happening on the actual day-to-day operations with Corsair. Now, coming then to other important part of our operations. So if the day-to-day operations would be our heart, well, then the blood that keeps everything flowing and moving is the token, which is in the center of everything that we do with the network. And I'm extremely happy that we have been able to start things so smoothly with the new token. And I wanted to give you here a little bit of information and background on why this decision was made to upgrade from our existing tokenization strategy with ISF to the new tokenization strategy with CSR. So I'll rewind a little bit and just want to get everyone on the same page on this. So with the ISF token, which was created approximately a year ago by the previous management, the target was that this token would primarily be focusing and be used as a trading currency for the oil which is generated from these machines and different projects. I immediately saw a couple of big problems with the structure and the strategy how the ISF was built. In my opinion, from the very beginning, there was way too many of them. The 40 billion tokens. In all honesty, I don't know where that even came from and why it was chosen to be 40 billion, but 40 billion of anything is quite a lot. And in most cases, it's too much unless it's euros in your bank account, right? So if we're looking to build value to anything, any product, any service, any item, if you want to continue to build value to something, what you need is you need more demand and less supply. And if you can keep that ratio together with active trading and volume, the price of the product or the item will most probably continue to increase, right? Now, one of the first things that we wanted to do is we wanted to reduce the supply and we wanted to increase the demand. And we wanted to increase the demand by increasing the usability of the token, adding more value to the token and bring it from being only a currency used for the sales of the oil to become something much bigger. but not to go crazy on this thing. And it's very important to understand that everything that we're talking here today and everything that you're going to hear about the tokenization strategy is not rocket science. We're not trying to take humans to the Mars. This is all 100% doable. But in order for us to build value for the token, we wanted to bring additional aspects to it, which would also then directly align with everything that we're doing with Corsair. So let me tell you a little bit more about this, and I'll share you my screen here as well, so we can cover a few very important points. So the CSR token, I would like to consider it not that we changed the ISF into CSR, but instead that we did a complete upgrade from an old strategy, from an old concept and vision to a next level, to much more improved and upgraded strategy, which involves now so many more aspects, but actually, even while adding more aspects to it, it's actually much more doable right now. So let's talk about CSR a little bit. CSR, the name was chosen for two aspects. Number one, first, it relates very closely to the Corsair name, but also CSR as a term refers internationally to corporate social responsibility. Basically, every single corporation, medium scale or big scale, do some sort of corporate social responsibility projects every year. You look at Starbucks, you look at Google, you look at Microsoft, Apple, Tesla, you name it. They all are doing some form of corporate social responsibility or CSR activities. It can be that the company is donating money to the local charities, they are cleaning the local environment, they are helping the local organizations to plant trees, something that benefits the environment and something that contributes to local communities. And this is sort of on today's world with social media and everything else, the CSR is more of a must for every single company. You have to do it. You have to show that you are taking your part on contributing to these matters, and you are being an important influencer in your community by contributing to it and doing good things instead of trying to take things from it. So also the consumers are watching companies and seeing, okay, these guys are doing good things, I'll buy their products. These guys are not doing anything, I don't buy their products. So the customers are now starting to make decisions on whose business they are going to use based on how much CSR and what kind of CSR companies are doing. And when I talk about this area, please understand we're talking about tens of billions of dollars and euros a year. We're talking about big money when it comes to CSR projects done by corporations around the world. So this is not a small thing. Now, what we aim to be as a CSR token and as a Corsair, we want to become the new, modern, digitalized and tokenized way of doing CSR. I'll talk about this one a little bit later in this presentation as well, on how does it work in the actual reality? How is this going to function? But just keep in mind this concept where companies, big, medium, and small, they are engaged in activities on contributing to the economy, contributing to the environment and to the local communities. And we want to be the way to make it easier for them to help in these international problems, which we are all facing globally. All right? And we'll talk about that more in a minute. Now, the CSR token is an ERC20 token. It's already fully functional. It's already there. If you go to either scan, we actually just shared the link in the Telegram group, so you can find it. It's already there in the blockchain. It's ready to go. It's all fully functioning. And there are a total of 10 billion of these tokens. So reducing the supply of ISF from 40 billion to 10 billion with CSR makes a big difference. Basically, what we did is we took 75% of the supply of the ISF and we pushed that away. We removed it from circulation. And if you ask yourself, which one is better, to own one of 40 billion or own one of 10 billion? Well, obviously one of 10 billion is much more valuable if you look at the total supply and availability. So by doing this, we're able to now make the process of building value much, much more easier. And again, I want to highlight that everything that we're doing here is focusing on the fact that we want to build as much value as possible, as quickly as possible to the token by making it an internationally used currency, which is involving in all of the business aspects which Corsair is building. So by reducing the amount of supply, we are now already halfway of our target. This gives us a better start where we can start building value for the CSR. For every single ISF holder, if you have one ISF in your wallet, you will receive the equal amount of CSR for free. You do not have to purchase it. There is no complicated process that will take place. Every ISF holder who has rightfully purchased or earned his or her ISF tokens will be awarded for free equal amount of CSR. So if you have 100 or 1,000 of them, you will receive the same matching amount in CSR. Some people have asked me, I mentioned before that basically it means that one CSR is now similar in value as 4 ISF. Where does this come from? And I just want to explain this so that there's no confusion. This comes from the concept that because we're reducing 75% of supply, we're coming from 40 billion down to 10 billion. That means that if you have 1 out of 40 billion or 1 out of 10 billion, well, the 1 out of 10 billion is now multiple times more valuable than 1 out of 40 billion. So basically, by doing this, every single ISF holder is already winning in this transaction. And most importantly, they are now on the right track of being able to own something that will grow in value in the future. Now, our target with the CSR is to become listed on a public digital currency exchange within 3 months from today. Most probably it will happen before that, but we have given our team 3 months to get everything up and running properly. And that's also then the moment when the public trading will begin. Now, the 6th of March will be a very important day, because on that day, we will for the first time start awarding ISF holders with the CSR tokens. And we're going to be publishing next week an instructions on what we would need the members to do. There will be a little bit of work that we need to go through on this one, but we have made it now very simple and very efficient as a process. And we're really trying to make it so that it does not become a huge inconvenience for anyone. We want to make it smooth, get it done, And after that, we are all in a better situation. So on the 6th of March, you will be able to start receiving your CSR tokens as an award. And also you will be able to then start to redeem your CSR with your free loyalty points. So until the 6th of March, you can still use the loyalty points to redeem ISF, and then you will get CSR on top of it, or you can simply wait with redeeming the loyalty points, and then starting from the 6th of March, you can right away redeem them into CSR. So whichever way feels better. But just to highlight that, you will still be able to keep your ISF if you have redeemed them in the past. So you will have the ISF, and then you will have additionally the CSR. Now, once we get the trading started, our target is then that within the next 2 to 3 years, we want to be in every major digital currency exchange around the world. And that is completely possible as long as we bring in liquidity. As long as we have liquidity and we have trading volume for our token, every single major digital currency exchange is going to want to have us. People have asked me in the last few days many times that, okay, when do you think we can get into the big exchanges, or can we get in there? Will they take us? They will take any token that people want to buy. The exchanges make money from the trading activity, somebody selling and somebody buying. That's where they make their fees. And as long as the token, whatever token it might be, has active trading where people are buying and selling in growing volumes, they will be happy to have these tokens listed. But if you don't have any liquidity, if there's no actual trading happening, they don't want you because you don't bring any business to them. So liquidity is the key. It's like Peter, who's a very good friend of mine, Peter Shaw here, he says reminds and has been saying this very, very clearly and long time that it's the cash flow. The cash flow. You have to have cash flow so you can do these things. In the same way with trading, you need liquidity. Without liquidity, you don't exist. So how do we then bring in liquidity? How do we start the ball rolling? Well, we have a total of 5 channels that we're going to activate. 5 channels of liquidity. Number 1 is that within 3 months from now, the members of the Amplivo network will be able to start using their mandatory accounts to start purchasing CSR tokens from the open trading. So I want to be very clear on this because I also know the history that has been there in the past. I'm taking a lot of effort to make sure that the trading that happens for the CSR is not in any way manipulated. It has to be 100% real trading with no manipulation at all. No manipulation on the price, no manipulation on the buying or the sell offers of any kind. It has to be 100% open, transparent trading. What happens here is that when you earn commissions on your mandatory account, you will then be able to use those funds, move them into your trading account as euros, and then create a market order where you buy CSR from the market, not from the company, but from other users, whoever would be there selling their tokens at that time on the market. And this means that approximately 15%, 1/5 of the total turnover of Amplivo as a company will be channeling to the open market to start buying the CSR tokens from the exchange. And you, after you purchase them, can then decide what do you want to do with them. If you want to keep them, you want to sell them, you want to buy more, that is completely up to you, whatever you feel the best. But this will generate already quite a significant amount of liquidity to the CSR market. And we can start this one immediately. Once the token has been listed, as I mentioned before, within 3 months, then we're also going to activate the mandatory accounts to be connected with the trading. You don't have to do it, but that's an option that every member of the Amplivo network will be able to execute. The second channel of liquidity that we will be activating is the Corsair buyback program. So what does this mean? Basically, it means in very simple terms that the Corsair Group International, which is the overall holding company for all of the activities, the holding company which owns at least 51% of every single factory, every single plastic waste to fuel production facility around the world, the company which owns 100% of Amplivo, the company which owns real estate businesses, hospitality businesses, and also other software businesses. This company will take a minimum of 20%, potentially 30, 40, 50, even 90% of its profit every month, and use those funds to buy CSR from the open market. So in the same way as companies like Apple are doing their buyback programs, where basically they go out with their fresh cash, they go to the stock market and they buy back their own shares. That shows already that the company is investing into its own future. The company believes in its own stock. In our case, we believe in our own project, in CSR. And also we can then display openly that blockchain wallet address where everybody can go and check exactly how many CSR tokens has Corsair purchased from the market. So that will be a very significant channel of liquidity that we're going to bring into the CSR market. The third, and probably one of the most exciting topics on this one, will be that we will finally now be able to start selling the oil that we manufacture by using the CSR token. In the past, when we had Cloud Horizon as one company and Corsair Group as another company, it was a challenging situation to make the sales of oil to work with the ISF as it was previously planned. Simply for the reason that these were two separate companies. The company here manufacturing oil that everyone would like to buy by using the token as a currency. At the same time, here's another company who just keeps on printing the token like there's no end to it. And there's no liquidity or value on the market. It just doesn't work out. But now, especially now today, when we finally concluded the arrangements with Mr. Frank Ricketts, now it can be made to work. Now it can happen. Because now we're all part of the same group. There's no more Corsair and Cloud Horizon or Corsair Amplivo. We're all together now. Now we can make it happen. And Corsair is in charge, is in control of the CSR and the distribution of it, and also in charge of the production of the oil. So this will be a very, very fascinating, interesting moment, and we're already preparing for it. We are going to have separate trading companies in different regions. In Europe, this company already is there. It's already registered. It's existing in the Netherlands. That is our trading company. We will have a similar company here in Asia. And these trading companies will basically be buying the oil from the project companies, from the individual factories, and then doing the trading of the oil to our end buyers, mostly focusing on the plastic manufacturing companies, but also fuel manufacturing companies. So just that everybody is clear, our target for the future is that as quickly as possible, 100% of all the oil that we manufacture from plastic would be sold to plastic manufacturing companies, and in that way be made and manufactured into new plastic products. In the meantime, we will also sell the oil to fuel industry. It will be made into gasoline and diesel and kerosene, but our target and strategy is 100% focused on supplying the oil to the plastic manufacturing industry. Number one, it's better for the environment, and number two, it's potentially double the profit that we make when we sell it to the plastic manufacturing companies than if we sell it to the oil companies. So there are the environmental and financial benefits of doing that, and I think that speaks for itself. Now, the next channel of liquidity is the merchant platform. And I know that there's been a lot of talks about the merchant platform before, and to be honest, I've always found it to be very complicated, whatever was there in the past. I'm a simple man, I like simple things. So the first thing we're gonna do is we're gonna simplify that. We're gonna simplify it and we're gonna make it work. In the same way as we're going to simplify every single other aspect of the Amplivo company. The back office, the registrations, the purchasing of packages, moving money into the company, moving money out from the company, and earning commissions. We're gonna simplify, 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 and simplify every single aspect of the operations. But the merchant platform gives us now a very, very big opportunity. It opens up doors for us for a lot of liquidity. And I'll explain you in a very, very simple way how this is going to be done. Imagine that you have a coffee shop next to your home, and the coffee shop owner sells coffee for €2 a cup. And if he now learns about the CSR token and sees the opportunity that by acquiring some of these CSR tokens, he would be able to support Corsair and all of us in our mission of saving this planet. And not only focusing on the plastic waste to oil, but all the other areas that we are involved with. Reducing air pollution, reducing water pollution, fighting the climate change, and delivering help for the people that are in need through something that we're going to be launching soon called the Corsair Foundation. So if a coffee shop owner sees the opportunity and says, okay, I like this idea that if I, for example, would accept a partial payment for my product, the coffee, in CSR, I could now be helping this company to clean up this planet. So this coffee shop can now say, okay, I'll sell my coffee for €2. You pay €1 in fiat currency, in normal euro, and the other euro you can now pay with the CSR token. This now creates, again, more demand for the token on the open market. And it's possible for that business owner to do this when he knows that one day if he needs to sell that CSR in order to get euros, there is a liquidity on the market. But if he can hold on to the CSR and the value of the CSR now goes up, he might very easily be making more money from holding the CSR than selling the coffee. And that's obviously what we're targeting for. We already have a few merchants that have, in the last couple of days, already came to us and they say, hey, I want to be the first one. I want to be the first one in France. I want to be the first one in Thailand. I want to start accepting the CSR as a partial payment for my products. And that's fantastic, because I also know that with all the members that we have in the network, in the Amplivo, all the clients and the customers that we have in eCovo, when we start advertising, hey guys, these are our partnership businesses. These are the businesses, the companies, the shops that are involved with our merchant platform. Please go and buy their products. And if you have next to your home 2 coffee shops, one shop accepting CSR as a partial payment and the other one not, where are you going to pick up your coffee from? Well, I know exactly what I'm going to do. So the merchant platform will be something that can start to evolve. It will take a little bit time, but most importantly, it will then involve third-party users, other customers, which don't have necessarily anything to do with Corsair or Amplivo or eCovo, who now get associated with this token. And again, that brings usability and liquidity, which is exactly what we need. Okay? And then we have the 5th channel, which is the CSR contributions by companies themselves. And let me give you an example here. I remember when I was working in the hospitality industry several years ago, about 15 years ago, I remember that we would do these CSR days already in Finland. And basically what it normally means, if you haven't had one of these in your workplace recently or in the past, is that usually what happens is that the company management comes together and they're going to sit down and they're going to think, okay, we got to do some activity again this year. What are we going to do? And then the staff is going to be called in on one Sunday. Everybody comes in, they're going to get a t-shirt that was printed for that activity, a t-shirt that nobody's going to ever use after that event. And then everybody's going to go out and plant trees or clean up the environment or do something that will benefit the community. The question in every single business owner or management person's mind is that, okay, who is going to organize this activity? How much time is it going to take? And how much money is it going to cost? Could we just give the money to somebody? Like, it's nice to bring everybody together, but let's then do a staff party instead or something else like that. How about if we could just do this a little bit more simpler, especially on today's world with all the social distancing and everything else taking place? Well, now we have the solution for that. Because now every single company, big, medium, or small, is able to simply go to the marketplace, go to the exchange, and put their money into the digital currency exchange and buy CSR from the open market. And while buying the CSR, they are now directly supporting our mission of reducing plastic waste, reducing air pollution, reducing water pollution, fighting the climate change, and helping those in need. The last part means that we're going to be, through the Corsair Foundation, we're going to be delivering assistance and help and support into areas around the world where people are in desperate need of help, of housing, of building clinics and hospitals, building schools, delivering school supplies, food, shelter, whatever we need to do. We're going to put a part of the profit of the Corsair company and all of the aspects that we do, we're going to put that towards the foundation, which will then help the people that are in a serious need. So any company in the world now simply going to the digital currency exchange and buying CSR tokens with €1, €10, €100, whatever, can help us in this five-step mission to clean our planet from the pollution that is killing it. And on top of that, they can take their wallet address, their blockchain wallet address, they can put it on their website. And everybody can verify from the blockchain exactly how many tokens does this company own, how many have they purchased, and how much have they contributed into these operations. And like I said before, there is billions and billions and billions of euros and dollars every single year being channeled to all kinds of projects around the world by companies that wish to do CSR work. We will become the digitalized, tokenized, and the modern way of doing that. And that is what we're going to be providing for the companies. And that, ladies and gentlemen, can bring a massive amount of liquidity to the market. And finally, establish the CSR as a token and as a digital currency, which is there to help people, to save our planet, and then grow in value for the years to come. So that summarizes the most important parts of our tokenization strategy. This would not be something that we would put into a normal presentation, or I would expect you to explain this to someone for the first time. We are actually right now working on a very summarized presentation video, which will explain this in a simple step-by-step manner. So we will provide the tools for you that will help you to explain how does the token work, how can you be part of this, and how can you benefit from it. So I hope that you've already seen the sort of approach that we're having to the marketing and the production, how we're doing things. We're going to bring the production level and the quality professionalism in a new level than what has been done with Amplivo in the past. And this is just the beginning of that. I also completely understand that because of the current situation worldwide, I don't think we are, even if we would like to, I don't think we are going to be doing many live events, physical live events this year. I hope that in Slovenia, when we are celebrating the grand opening of the first factory in Europe, we would be able to invite as many people as possible. But that would probably be, that could potentially even be the only sort of live physical event that we do this year. So our business is 99% online business. So understanding and accepting that, we know that we need to get the online working tools ready for you and make it so simple that anybody around the world can make money with your phone. That's the whole point. You don't need an office. You don't need to meet anybody, even physically. You can make money by phone. You can do that with the tools that we're going to be generating now. So all in all, if we look at this moment in time, and we look at where are we as a group of people right now? Well, we are right in the middle of two major revolutions, which are happening as we speak. We have the so-called green revolution, which means that the United States, European Union, and China have now decided to heavily invest into projects and companies and businesses which can help this planet to survive while we are buried under this massive amount of pollution. And this green revolution that is happening right now means that governments are printing more and more and more money, as they have done during last year. There's going to be trillions of dollars and euros printed this year and next year. And a big portion of that money is going to go towards these green, sustainable, carbon neutral, and environmentally friendly projects and businesses. And we are right in the middle of all of that. And like I said before, we as a company are not only involved in the plastic waste conversion or cleaning the plastic waste problem. We are also now engaging and getting involved, and you're going to hear a lot about these other areas in the next coming weeks. We are also taking action to reduce air pollution, water pollution, and fight the climate change, which is part of our whole concept that we want to be involved with. So when we look at the green revolution and what's happening with it, we are in the very center of all of this one. We are one of the go-to companies that these governments can now talk to and institutions can now talk to about these problems. And that's where we want to grow and become more established with. At the same time, we have another revolution, which is the digital currency revolution. We have the richest man in the world, Elon Musk, recently openly already promoting and talking about digital currencies, and through his company Tesla, investing $1.5 billion into Bitcoin. And it's just a matter of time when other similar large companies are going to start to do the same. This year, we already have PayPal, Visa, and MasterCard, which will all start to process cryptocurrency payments for their clients. So this new generation, and let's say a new age of people who are actively engaged with digital currencies and businesses that are now engaging to it, is all starting right now. And again, we are right in the middle of it. So if you look at what we have our token. We already have the track record. We are not the new kids on the block on this one. We are one of the pioneers. And combining those two worlds creates for us such a unique opportunity that I'm absolutely 100% confident that none of us in this call has ever before in our lives had such an amazing opportunity in our hands. No way. And again, let's remember, what is our mission? Our mission is to save this planet. Elon Musk, good example. Before the year 2020, I think he was somewhere around maybe on the rank of 50 of the world richest people. And right now, he's number one, number two, depending on the stock of Tesla and Amazon, right? So what is his mission? What is he doing? Well, he's in the exact same mission as we are. His target is to improve the life of the people on this planet, save this planet, and eventually save the humanity by taking us to Mars. So we are sharing the same mission, 100%. That is exactly what we are doing. And if you look at everything that is happening around us, it's an amazing opportunity. We're not only in the right place at the right time, we are in the best place at the best time. Now, you as a member of the Amplivo community, you have the opportunity by simply telling people about this to earn active income. You have the opportunity to earn passive income from your network. You have the opportunity to earn and build your portfolio with CSR without buying the CSR token, so spending money from your pocket. And on top of that, you have the opportunity to become a shareholder of the Corsair company by advancing in your star ranking program. We're going to be announcing the exact share bonus program for you in the next 2 weeks. And then you will see exactly what are the steps for you to earn shares on this company. Now, one very important thing more, and obviously this is something that I know that many of you are already thinking, is that, okay, well, what do we think? What can we expect? What kind of a value could there potentially be in the future for the CSR? And I said a couple of months ago that our target, and I'm still very much behind my words on this, our target is that we're going to build the Corsair Group company to become worth 1 billion euros within 2 years from today. 1 billion euros in valuation within 2 years. And I can't promise you exactly how many years or how many months, but in the same way, we are not going to sleep. We're not going to stop before we have built the CSR token to €1 in market price. That's our target. Get the company to 1 billion and get the CSR to a total of 10 billion, meaning that each CSR token carries a value of €1 on the open market. That's my target, and that's what we're pushing forward, and we're going to make it happen. Like I told you guys, there's absolutely nothing in this call today, in this plan that you've seen today, there's nothing that we cannot do. It's all 100% doable, and as long as we continue to do the things in the right way, we do them honestly, we do them transparently, we focus on looking after the people that support the mission, we are going to succeed. I have absolutely no doubt that we wouldn't succeed on this. We will succeed on this 100%. And that's what we're committed to do. So that ends my Friday night evening introduction to you. And I would be very happy to take questions. Maybe Peter or Roger, maybe if you could maybe moderate some of those, and would be very happy to cover whatever thoughts and questions you might have. So thank you.
The first one is people are getting very very concerned where your twin brother is. So you know.
Oh, absolutely.
I thought, as they should know, that he's the ugly one. You're the good-looking one. So
yes, exactly. He's the ugly and a little bit rude.
So, any questions, guys?
I'm reading the chat, so maybe it's okay. The question is the CSR no longer a stable token with a minimum value? Is a question of Sonja van Remorteren.
Yes, it is a fully free market token, which means that it can be sold, it can be bought on purely based on supply and demand. So there won't be any fixed floor price or ceiling price for it.
Okay. But I think it's important also to add to that it's not even on the exchange yet. Come on, guys, let's get
Correct.
Fucking reality check here. We're just introducing, this now where we're going to build and add value over time to what's going on. And if somebody thinks, we just change or we go get a whole load of CSR and we go liquidate it tomorrow, then, that's not going to happen. It's something that we're building through a real economy. The profits from the oil, the trading of the oil will be linked to the CSR. And as time goes on, obviously more oil production, more profitability going into the exchange, more liquidity being created. You got to build and add value. We're just talking that we launched it on Sunday, for God's sake, So, you got to understand how business works. Business has to, have a foundation. Business has to evolve. Business has to be built. But we've got the foundation laid now with the operation of what Corsair is doing. At the end of the day, we just have to look back at what is at the core, what is at the heart. Is in the future, but right now, our profitable aspect of our business is taking plastic waste, converting it into fuel. It's got diverse markets that creates profitability for the company, and part of that profitability, part of that exchange can be used through the CSR. Does that take 10 seconds to achieve? No, it probably takes months and months. So let's have a reality check here as to what the timeline is on this, and in the future. And I mean, like if I said to you, 2 years ago, 3 years ago, 4 years ago, go buy Bitcoin at 1,000, 3,000 euro, today you'd be, oh, that's pretty expensive. Oh my God, I've got to pay 3,000 euro for a Bitcoin. Well, today, if you'd have done that, and I did advise some people to do that, and I also bought some Bitcoin myself, Bitcoin is over 40,000 euro today. Hello? You got to see how things evolve in real life. And we're adding value, building value. And as time goes on, everything works in our advantage because we create more profitability from the units, from the operations, from the projects, et cetera, and that is channeled into creating liquidity, creating value for the CSR. So you got to see this as a medium to long-term project. Medium, I term as 3 years. Long-term, I say to 5 to 10 years. So just let's get our feet on the ground here. We're not going to be able to just cash out everything tomorrow or the next couple of months, but we've got to start, and this is how we start. And the next stage is getting it launched onto the exchanges. The next stage is creating more liquidity, diverting the funds, as Jay was explaining, from the mandatory account, which again creates liquidity as time goes on. So let's just understand the process here, and we're in a really good place, absolutely, because we're building real value, real business. And you can always link this back to what the core of our business is, which is the production of fuel, which is a commodity, one of the largest traded commodities on the planet at the end of the day. And also now the niche markets opening up with the ability to take this fuel and use it in the chemical recycling as well, making it a premium fuel where we can even get twice as much money for it as selling it just as fuel to stick in your tank or whatever. So yeah, John, you're doing a good job there. Fire off the next question.
The question from Ray is the question: will CSR go live with a start price from 2.25 euro cents?
We haven't actually decided on that one or announced that one yet. We're going to be releasing next week the sort of information and instructions on how to redeem it, how to receive the award, and we're going to be looking at the best solution so that it will serve the purpose and it will serve the benefit of the ISF holders. So once we go into the exchange and the trading really begins, the redeem rate from the free loyalty points to CSR will be always adjusted based on last week's average trading price. So just to give you an understanding on this, if on the previous week the CSR token was trading on 1 or 2 or 5 different exchanges for an average price of 5 euro cents per token, then the free loyalty points can now be redeemed with the same value. So that means that we will always follow the previous week's average trading price. Now, when we start the process, we have to set some value over there, and we're going to look into this and make it so that it serves the purpose in the best way. And as quickly as possible, get it to the open trading, and then it will be simply, depending on the market, what happens. Another important thing, I just want to highlight this, so it has been said, that however we do these arrangements, however we bring in the different channels and liquidity, there will never be a better way of acquiring CSR tokens than through the Amplivo network. So companies and people, they can go to the marketplace, they can buy them there, fantastic. But the best deal, the best offer will always, the best benefits will always be received when you acquire the tokens through buying the packages from the Amplivo network. That will always remain in that way. So just that we are all on the same page on this one. And it's very important that everybody in the networks understand this. Everything else is there to support the value creation for the token.
I see a couple of interesting questions here as well. Are Jussi and Jay the same person? Well, I sincerely hope so. Otherwise, we're running around with a schizophrenic here, which of course you're not, Jay. Yes, Jay. So we affectionately call him Jay, but his full name is Jussi Saloranta, but cool. We affectionately call him Jay. So that's correct. That's our man. A couple of questions here. Are the instructions available how to buy CSR? Well, you cannot buy CSR. You will be awarded CSR. There's two processes. One will be through exchanging the ISF on a one-to-one basis, which will be implemented over the next weeks. And in fact, we're doing a call on Sunday to show you how to set up your wallet to receive the to receive the CSR. So it's good to be prepared. I mean, a wallet is just like a bank account. It's somewhere where you hold your asset, and we'll be showing you how to set up your CSR wallet on MetaMask, for example, where you can receive it. That'll be part of the process that you will need to go through, because obviously when you're exchanging the ISF for the CSR, the company need to know where to send it. So we'll be dealing with all of that, and of course we hope that very soon we'll be able to buy indeed and sell CSR on the open exchange. That'll a little bit further, down the road. And also I see here another question regarding to the airdrop strategy. I'm going to hand that one over to you in a moment, Jay. What do we do with the ISF on Mountain Wolf Exchange? Well, very simple. It's stored in a wallet in Mountain Wolf. It's like you've transferred it from one bank account to another bank account, your money. Now you just transfer it, for example, to your MetaMask. You can just move it around. That's very simple. And then when you exchange your ISF for the CSR, it's better to do it all in one go, so to speak, not do it from this account and that account, and you've got two separate things running. It's better to do one process. So you can just transfer it. It's very simple. It's like one wallet to another wallet. That's how that works. Is Mountain Wolf working? Well, it's not working the way that we would like it to be working, but it is working, and we will be we're exploring and looking at other possibilities and gateways of having money going into the company and money coming out as well. That's an ongoing process, because it's good to have multiple options. And also we'll be talking a little bit about this on Sunday as well, where we're going to have a general theme of the cryptocurrency market, how to acquire cryptocurrency, how to use that, how to be able to send that through as an asset as well. So maybe, Jay, I'll just hand back to you on just let me see, my ISF tokens are on Trust Wallet. Did I need to move them to and can change with CSR? Well, no, basically wherever wallet that you hold them on, you can use that as a proof of holding the number of ISF that you have, and you will be rewarded then with the CSR. But what we need to do, and we cover this on Sunday in our call, is to how to set up the address, the account, the bank account, so to speak, where the CSR can be transferred to. So So Jay, just on the airdrop strategy, I think that's an important question that maybe needs to be covered as well. I'll hand that one over to you, if that's okay.
Yeah, thank you. So with the CSR, there will not be any airdrops because again, the whole concept is to reduce the supply, reduce the circulation, and by doing that now, reducing the 40 billion down to 10 billion, that means that basically your one ISF is now worth 4. And in this way, when we have removed 75% of all the circulation, there is no longer need for the airdrops. So instead of spreading these tokens around and by doing that, increasing the supply and limiting the demand, we want to go completely on the other way. Limiting the supply, increasing the demand, and that is going to lead to value increase. So very simple, straightforward answer to the question. There will be no airdrops with the CSR.
I see another question here. How much is the cost of one token and where can I buy it? Well, as I say, we cannot buy or sell CSR right now because we're not at that phase. That is the next phase to be on exchanges where you can buy and sell. But you can be awarded CSR, obviously, from exchanging the ISF right now, or as that process is instigated, but also from redeeming the free loyalty points, which will come from the purchase of packages. So I think that's pretty clear. Will it be always 10 billion CSR in the loop, or will tokens be used and disposed of at any time? Now, that's actually a very good question from Andreas. Yes, once you set this up, you can't change it. It's like there are 10 billion tokens issued. There's, no more, no less. There's always going to be 10 billion. Now, the question, I think, will the tokens be used, disposed of, burned is a term that's used in this world. So maybe, Jay, you could hop in on that one and give a little bit more elaboration.
Yeah, so there will only be 10 billion tokens. That is the total amount. We won't do any burning. We also won't, it's also not possible to increase it. So 10 billion will always be there. It's like that's the fixed amount. And basically what will be done is that when the free loyalty points are being used for redeeming the CSR will enter the market. Additionally to everything that is there already, which is now being held by the owners of the ISF. And then at the same time, the Corsair Group is buying the CSR back and bringing liquidity, increasing its value. So I hope this answers the question on that matter. So you can't remove them from the blockchain. They're always going to be there, and you will be able to see how many tokens does Corsair as a company hold, how many tokens have been bought back over time, and then how many tokens are in total circulation.
Yeah. I see a question from Rob here. What blockchain protocol is used for the CSR token? I think maybe that what he means by that, I'm not exactly sure, but it's an ERC20 token, Rob, on the Ethereum blockchain.
Yes.
I hope that answers your question. And Lil says, I missed time to transfer ORTP tokens to ISF. Well, Lil, yeah. Well, I'm sure we can accommodate, something on that, because
if you have that kind of a situation, we would recommend that you contact us after the 6th of March, and then we'll find a way to figure that out. And, we'll figure it out.
Yeah, we're here to help anybody who's contributed in a genuine way to, move, forward and everything else. I know there's also a group in the Philippines that have been left, or Malaysia, I beg your pardon, who've been left a little bit in that situation as well. But if you can just get in contact with us or through the upline or through me or whoever, we'll look at that, case by case. And is it the Corsair Group that provides the CSRs when people want to exchange the FLPs and these CSRs from the buyback program in the future? Yes, the CSR is being issued by the Corsair Group. Is the redeem rate, I'm sorry, this just jumped here. Is the redeem rate also linked to the amount of oil produced? Maybe you could elaborate a little bit about the redeem rate, Jay, how you see that in the future.
So, as I mentioned before, the redeem rate will be related to the previous week's trading price. On whatever market price was on the market on the previous week, that will be the redeem rate on that week.
Yeah. Okay. How we exchange ISF to CSR, is this an automatic or ourselves? So, well, this is something that we're going to be
releasing the instructions next week.
Yeah. Yes, and we of course will help everybody, with that. But what we're doing on Sunday, this is sort of a preemptive preparation to, when CSR is awarded, you need to be able to send it somewhere. And part of the challenge is that people are not familiar in this space. So we're just going to give you a little bit of orientation and help you a little bit just to set up wallets and show you a little bit around how cryptocurrency works. Do we have a Zoom on Sunday about the system of CSR token? Well, I think, today is really very much related to the CSR token. This is what we're talking about today and giving you insights and all the dynamics related to that. What happens to the SUM? Well, that's a completely different topic. That is something that is more, I always say, let's look at the goal in front of us. That's the first thing we got to, we can't do 10 different things at one time. We're spinning plates here. We got to do one thing properly, get that nailed down, put that to bed, then move on to the next thing. That's my world. That's how I work. And that's, worked for me pretty well over the years that I've been in business, and et cetera, et cetera. The SUM is something that we will be addressing at a future date. And we have looked, and we have a number of solutions on the table for that, but that's now not an option that is a priority for us. It is something, yes, it is a priority in the sense that it's on our list, our checklist to do. And we're just trying to now establish the main priorities, and this CSR ISF is absolutely a main priority. Other priorities as well, making the system more simple, making the payment gateways in and out of the company more simple, and everything else, making your business and taking it to the next level. And what I think also you saw from last Sunday's global call, the fact that we did this through the YouTube medium was an amazing event. It was like, wow, there's been more than 2,000 people have looked at it. This is just raising our game, raising our standards, raising our level. This is what we're about. Kaizen, as the Japanese call it, continual improvement, just looking at what we do, how we can do it better and stuff like this. But the SUM is something on the, for Sonia there, this is something we're going to be addressing in the future, Sonia, absolutely. Will we also be rewarded for SUM token? Will we get SUM, CSR for it? No, it's a completely separate thing. But as I say, we will be addressing the SUM at a later moment in time.
I'll address that one, in 1 minute, just to everybody, because I know that this question has come up with a few times, and I think it's just good that you know what's out there. So basically, just that everybody is aware, the SUM token was issued by Socium Holding Company. Basically, in other words, Mr. Staffan Lieback and his direct partners and associates. The SUM token didn't have anything directly to do with Cloud Horizon, and especially nothing to do with Corsair, right? But hear me out. So Cloud Horizon didn't receive money that was used by any member or people to buy the SUM tokens, and Corsair Group definitely didn't receive, because it wasn't involved in any way. And it would be very easy for us to say that it's not our problem. That would be very easy to say. But at the same time, we're not that kind of a people. And in this case, even if it would be our neighbor's problem, and if we are able to help and if we're able to solve it, then we'll make it our problem. And we already have a solution in place for this. And my target is that by the end of June, the situation, the problem with the SUM token has been solved. We didn't create the problem, but we're going to solve the problem because that's what we're here for. So, but give us time, and I want to thank you for your patience. Right now, the priority order is to get the Amplivo company up and running in the right way, get all of those processes done, and then get the CSR out there, get that one working, move us to the next level from the ISF, upgrade that strategy, and then as a follow-up to that, we can then start fixing up all the other problems that are out there. And hopefully at some point we'll get to finally solve out SUM problems and plastic waste problems and air pollution problems and water pollution problems. And yeah, we'll be busy. So let's keep moving, guys. That's all I can say about this. We will have the solution for it in the next coming months.
Yeah, I've got a good question from Andreas here, which I'm going to deal with in a moment. Someone was asking, when am I going to be able to buy and sell? Just to reiterate, you'll be able to buy and sell when the exchanges are operational and the token is listed on the exchanges. That's how you buy and sell any asset. That is some months away, but that's where we're working to. And not to have it just on one exchange, but multiple exchanges. And from Rob here, are you open-minded enough to look into transferring the token to a more environmentally distribution ledger that is now launching? There is development platform versus Ethereum, like many other tokens do. Well, that's a very general, a statement. I mean, if it's of value and adds value to our business, Rob, that would be something that Mr. Wayne Dobson, our IT Chief Technical Officer, would look at and evaluate and process. And if he deems that can add value to what we're doing, then absolutely, I think we're probably one of the most open-minded people around in the planet. That's absolutely for sure. The question from Andreas, which I think is a good question. Jay, you can maybe elaborate on this as well. Some things you've already covered, but maybe just to fully bring the message across so everybody fully understands. If the value of the token is connected to oil being produced and sold, how is the strategy to commercialize the company and the product? Is there a solid market strategy to make people know of what we're doing globally?
Well, the value of the ISF will not be directly related on the amount of oil that we're producing. It's simply a market price of the currency that is being used to complete the transaction. So it won't be affected on that one. But every single liter that is being sold is going to increase demand for the token. And by doing that continuously, increase the value of the token. So that's what we're aiming here. So again, we have to move away from any kind of manipulated, controlled ideas of, okay, we're doing this and then the price is going to be this. No, it's not. Market doesn't work like that. We bring in the demand, we bring in the usability, we build something with value, and we make sure to safeguard it and to protect it and to build it further. And if we focus on delivering more demand than supply, and there's an active trading happening, the price will continue to grow up. And that's what it's all about.
Yes, thank you, Jay, for that. I see another question. Will the recording be published over the weekend? The recording will be published over the weekend, so you can go back. Roger's just put that in. I'm just looking here, so I haven't missed out anybody. I just want to make sure that we get everybody.
You covered everything, Peter.
Yes, I think we've done a pretty good job. Yeah, I think we're pretty good.
Good job.
Is the redeem rate also linked to the amount of oil produced? I think we've covered that one. That's from Stein. I think we've covered all that.
And just Ray comes in. I'll accept the payment full in by CSR for my engineering services. That's a great job, Ray. I'm also going to do that for my services. Everybody can pay me in CSR.
See, there we go.
Yeah.
We were hour and 34 minutes. We already got 2 more merchants.
Two more, yeah, but if you see the picture, it's very clear, Jay.
Yeah, there you go. Exactly. Very good.
I'm just scrolling back through the questions here. I hope that we haven't missed anything.
I think we've
so if there's anybody who feels their questions are not answered, just type them in at the end of the chat again here, because we're really here to try to answer and educate us. Are there instructions available how to buy? We've covered that one. But as I say, log in on Sunday, guys, and check out, and we'll talk about more of these things, and help you a little bit further and educate. And it's always a lot of information to process in the first moment and the first time that you hear this, and that's why it's good that we have this moment and this time with Jay this evening, so we can go back into stuff and interact, with him. And again, the same on Sunday, like riding a bicycle, it's like doing anything. Once you do it a few times, you just get the hang of it. So I think we're pretty good. And somebody's telling me I've got UFOs behind me. Well, that's fine. UFOs.
Oh, that was the graphic of the CSR token that was coming by.
Oh yeah. Well, the UFOs, the fucking aliens can just take a.
Say Peter isn't alien. Don't worry about it.
If they're going to buy a beer, I don't mind. Hanging out with them. But if they're not going to contribute, they can go f off. No time for them. Anyway, so
they're going to come and they're coming to take you back home, Peter.
Yeah, they're going to take me back home. Well, I'm not ready to leave the planet just right yet. Thanks all the same,
Is that Peter, go home?
Yeah. Great. Okay. Good. I think we covered everything, everybody. We've had a great call this evening. Thank you, Jay, for your contribution. John, are you happy? Everything, from your guys? All good? Super. Roger, you all good?
Yeah.
Yeah, you're always good, Rog. Jay, you're all good as well? Okay.
Very good. Very good. Thank you.
We're all good. And just to know, there are 500 Russians waiting, and I got a lot of private messages here. Let's do this also for Cookie and the Russians, and she will translate because they don't speak English.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Yeah, the Russians.
The Russians, yeah? Okay.
The Russians and the Ukrainians. Well, Jay, once again, thank you for being, a
thank you very much.
Accommodating, gentleman for us, and so transparent as we move forward. So it's a real honor and pleasure to work with you, and you've done a fantastic job, and your patience is almost limitless. I would have I would have wrung somebody's neck by now with all the things that you've had to gone through. I'd have gone down the other end of the Zoom meeting. The hand would have been coming out of the computer and grabbing someone by the neck. Get this fucking job done. But anyway, you've done an amazing job, and we thank you for your patience and your.
Thank you very much.
Your how can I put it? Your professionalism, which is always something that comes to the fore. And I think this is. When they see the CEO, of the company now, that this is really a reflection of the way we do business. It's, as they say in Dutch, the maatstaf. It's the way we're measured against. So it's a real, great inspiration, to everybody, moving forward with the ethics of the company, with the integrity of the company, with the work ethic, which is, unparalleled. What you guys have done. To set up the operation, from the Corsair perspective, in Bangkok. And also I know how hard you've been working, with the other side of the coin with Corsair, with the private investors to set up, the structures for them and everything else. Also the head office now for Europe based in Amsterdam, giving huge credibility to also the network, of course. And John's done a great job to, put that into his presentation. So, it's pretty clear that, Corsair is pretty damn serious about what they're doing here. I just wish that, the networkers would also, the people in the network would also get half as serious as you would, and the way that the business is done. Because at the end of the day, if you want something to be successful, you've got to put time and energy and focus on that. And, your attention, your focus, and where your attention is, that's where your energy goes. And if you want to build a business, it's not going to happen by itself. It's going to happen when you put your time, your energy, your focus, and into that. And then, the things begin to align, like the UFOs behind me here, you can see. So that's what it's all about, guys. It's just, just getting engaged with this. And we hope that what we've shared with you this evening gives you confidence, because it is real and it's happening. And I truly believe what I said in the global call, last week, that, there are iconic companies that have evolved over, the years that network marketing has, been in existence, from Amway going over years ago, where I'm able to sold products to the market. Then we had iconic companies like Herbalife bringing weight loss products, Mark Hughes, because he wanted a solution from his mom, great story. And then we got vitamin supplements coming in with iconic companies like Shackley. And then we got skincare products, coming into the market. Then we got telecom revolution, the Excel story, and all of this. These are iconic companies. And what we're doing has never been done before. Just, get hold of that for a moment. To be in the network marketing space, which is, a phenomenal industry to be involved with, where we're creating value, bringing value into the marketplace from what we offer as, a solution for, this case, the pollution, a solution for the pollution, as John says, or was it Cecilia? I can't remember. John always think it was turn the trash into cash, and Cecilia was, we got a solution for the pollution. And this is what we're doing. We're bringing this value into the marketplace, but also helping good, honest, hardworking, ethical people to set up and work from home, a home-based business, to create wealth and share that wealth and just improve their lives for themselves and their families and move on. But also, additionally, to be in this cryptocurrency space, which is going to be part of our future so much. And, if you put 10,000 euro, €1 million on the bank account today, what's it going to be worth in a year's time? Well, it might even be worse, unfortunately, less than what you put it on. But in cryptocurrency space, it can be astronomical. We only have to look back a few months just to see the bull market that's now happening in the crypto arena, where it's becoming mainstream. So we're in this space as well. But added to that, with a green, environmentally friendly CSR, corporate social responsibility aspect to it as well. I think there's so many planets aligning for us at this moment in time that, guys, it's pioneer work still, because, it's like, saying, oh, well, Bitcoin's $300 right now, go buy Bitcoin. Well, we don't know if it's going to work. Well, yeah, look where it is today. So, let's just, throw the chips in. It's all in, and just nail the colors to the mask and make it happen. So join us on the call for Sunday. And Jay, if you want to, finish off the call here, I'll leave that to you. But it's been a pleasure to have you with us today, and fantastic that so many people, I think over 80 people were on the call in the beginning. Some dropped off towards the end. They don't have the marathons. They don't have the energy that we have, that the old dogs have here. That's okay. That's okay. Anyway.
Can I just add something in before, Jay, you finish up there? As the fact is, all the links for Sunday's call are already been put out, but I will push them out again on Saturday, just so everyone's got them, and we'll see you on Sunday. But thank you, Jay, and I'll hand over to you. Sorry.
Yeah, no, thank you very much. I want to thank you, Peter. Thank you, Roger. Thank you, John, very much for everyone else in the call today. You guys are doing an excellent job. It's my absolute, what would I say? I'm lost in words here. It is my true honor to be working with you guys on this mission, and let's really push it to the next level right now. Now we got this whole company and our future in our own hands, so let's make the best out of it. Thank you very much, guys. Much appreciated.
Thank you, Jay. Jay, just to finish, what's that quote you were telling me about? Service to many leads to greatness. What's the exact quote?
You just said it. That's the thing.
Service, yeah, and that's what we're about here. Yeah,
that's it. Service to many leads to greatness. You want to find a way to building greatness, find a way to serve the many, and that's exactly what we're doing.
Yeah. So let's make it happen, guys. Be very proud and privileged that you're part of this amazing opportunity, this amazing business, and you can stand firm and hold your chest out and be proud of what you're doing, what we're doing, and just to be part of something truly amazing. So, and I always have this thing that I do at nighttime, before I close my eyes, what have I done today that I'm grateful for? And, gratitude is an immensely powerful energy to be transmitting into the universe, because what it does, it attracts more things into your world that you can be grateful for. And, what am I grateful for today? Well, I'm grateful to be on this call and being connected to so many of you and so many wonderful people. So thank you for joining us, and thank you for being part of this. So I look forward to seeing you on Sunday.